Hello and welcome to Stuck in Beta. I'm Greg. With me is Josh and Josh.
Hi, Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, how you doing?
Fantastic.
That's great. So, hey, it's one of those days where I think we filled out what we're going to talk about at the last minute, didn't we?
Right, show prep. That's called show prep.
It's show prep,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's pretty much like, hey, what are we going to talk about? We have nothing on the list to talk about.
That's why we need a producer.
Well, honestly, it's my reason is because I'm still recovering.
From what?
I was mowing the grass last Thursday, the day after our last show, and
I hate mowing grass.
I do too. That is God's punishment.
it's becoming less and less, more and more of a chore for me. But I ran over a nest of yellow jackets.
Oh.
I got stung over 20 times.
Oh my God.
Holy crap.
I lost count. It was one of the scariest moments of my life. It was freaking crazy.
So you ran over, like, was there a hole, like a nest?
Yeah, they live underground, so
Yeah.
it's like a hole.
And you can't really tell.
Yeah,
I mean,
no indication whatsoever. I'm just mowing. It was like right as I started. It was about 15 feet or so into mowing, and all of a sudden I felt something like on my ankle.
it's like somebody hit you with a hammer.
Well, at first it wasn't so bad. It was just because it was through my sock.
'Cause
which
you're
was
a
pretty
man.
thick. Yeah, I'm tough. So, and then I was like, what the heck? And I didn't really think a whole lot of it. And then I felt it on my other ankle, and I looked down, and I'm like swarmed by, I didn't even know what it was at the time. I just like instantly reacted to like smacking things away.
Oh, shit.
And of course I let go of the lawnmower, and I just started running. I'm looking around, and they're starting to buzz around like my head and everything. I didn't get stung anywhere on my upper body. It was just on my arm like 2 or 3 times, but mainly around my ankles and my legs. But man, they nailed the crap out of me. And I'll be honest, I almost started crying. It hurt so bad.
Really?
It hurt so bad. And I got inside, and I was running the whole time because they were like chasing me. They were like stuck to me, and I'm knocking them off, and I'm running. This is on the very edge of my yard. I'm running all the way back. I get in the house. I get in the bathroom, take off all my clothes because I just knew like some were still probably going like stuck.
Right.
under my shorts
right.
or something. So I'm pulling stingers out of my arm.
Ugh.
And I mean immediately like swelling, and it's turning red, and finally I think I get all the stingers out, and I'm sitting there, and I'm trying to think, what do I do? Do I soak in the bathtub or whatever? And I start hearing something.
Oh, shit.
There was one in the bathroom that had flown up and was around the light, and I beat the hell out of him.
This is for your brothers.
I smashed him like 3 times with my shoe.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very. So the first night I didn't sleep at all. I was like my legs were on fire. It was horrible. The only thing that I was taking Benadryl, ibuprofen, and then ice packs. I was just laying ice packs on my legs, and I used like baking. Everything on the internet. That I could find,
sure. Yeah.
I was trying, and finally it was like just tons of swelling. My ankles were huge because they just swarmed around my ankles for some reason. I guess it was the lowest point that they could get to. And then
You weren't wearing shorts that day, were you?
no. But yeah, and then and then after the swelling and the fire pain finally subsided, the next night it was just itchy. It was like
Oh, yeah.
it was like I was just covered in chiggers or something. It was
Wow.
terrible.
That's awful.
So yeah, it took
So-
like 2 days to recover from it.
Did you go back and destroy the nest?
Yeah, so I went out
Gasoline.
there. I went
Yeah,
out there
I've always heard that. Yeah.
The next day I went out there, I didn't have hardly any gas left, but the next day I went out there, it was daylight, and I walked up to it, and they were out swarming. My lawnmower was still there. I just left it there and ran. They were swarming around my lawnmower, like attacking it. It was crazy. It was like a horror movie. I wish I would have had my phone with me. I would have took video, but I only got within 10 feet or so of it. I could just see them going after my lawnmower, and I slowly backed away. Because it's like they could see me, and they started, one would come and kind of check me out, and I was slowly backing away, and then another one's coming and checking me out, and I'm like panicking, but I'm trying to remain calm, and I'm slowly backing away because I didn't want them to get pissed off and come attack me again. So then after that, I happened to have a gallon of bleach, and somebody told me that bleach will kill them.
Yeah.
So I So that was the next day. I poured a full gallon of bleach down there, and thought for sure this was after dark, and I waited, and then all of a sudden a couple seconds go by after I poured the entire gallon down there. One came out, and it walked out of the hole, and I was like, oh, he's got to be drenched. There's no way he can fly. He climbed up on a piece of grass, and I had my flashlight. I was just holding a flashlight on it. He climbed up upon a piece of grass, and it just takes off flying and comes right at me. I turned and ran. So that bleach didn't work. So the next day I took the gas that I had and I poured that down there, and then I lit it on fire, and they're gone now.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah.
But now your backyard's all burned.
I don't have to mow the grass.
You caught the neighbor's house on fire while you're doing it.
Yeah, but I got rid of them.
Man, I was going to say that kind of a similar thing happened to me with Jeff, my brother. He hit some bees. We were installing a fence, so we're digging big holes, and Jeff ran into one. He drops. He had a weed eater. He throws it and he goes, oh! And he goes running. I'm like, what's going on? He goes, bees! And he goes running out front, and he runs towards me. I'm like, what are you doing? We both book to the front of the house because it's literally a big swarm of bees following us. And we hopped in his truck, and I guess my parents' house was the closest place at the time. I don't know why we decided to drive somewhere.
Dad, help!
Yeah. So we got there, and literally we're like, oh, okay, now we're no bees around. So check my shirt, check my back and everything, see if I got bees, and like bees are flying out of our shirt.
Oh my God. Did you get stung at all?
Oh, yeah, we got stung at least probably about 10 each or something like that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
But, yeah, I remember that was mostly on my back and shoulders.
Wow.
But
were they were they bees or were they?
They were in the
Yellow
ground,
Jackets?
so they may have been yellow jackets as well.
Because I was doing a little research. They actually have a little bit of venom in them, in that stinger. Unlike like a wasp, I think just has like the stinger and that's it. But the yellow jackets actually have a venom, so that's what causes you to swell up so bad and make it burn like that.
Huh. Wow.
And their stingers break off and then they die. So they can actually lodge into your skin and break off and you don't know they're there.
Huh. Well, I actually have one more bee story. You may have heard this before. I don't know if you have. I used to live with this girl, not mention any names. She was crazy. We lived in a split level house.
They all were, weren't they?
Yeah.
Split level house. At the bottom of the stairs, on the landing there where you walk in, there were some bees kind of flying around there, and she was crazy. Said, "Oh, there's bees crawling in. I'm gonna have to, patch it up." She got like some liquid nails or caulk and filled in the hole or whatever. This was, I guess, on an evening or whatever. So we went off to bed. I got up.
I'm not going to make a comment.
I got up in the morning, walked out to the living room. The whole entire living room was covered with bees
Holy
all over
cow.
the wall.
What? I've
and
never
everything.
heard this story.
Oh, yeah. They thought that this was their hive.
Wow.
Apparently, she blocked off a back entrance or whatever, or maybe the front entrance to the hive, and they started pouring into the house.
Oh, my God.
And it was... If you went on all the windows and walls all around the living room and in the kitchen, they were kind of connected. Bees were just
like hanging onto the walls?
Hanging onto the walls.
Oh my God.
They're real
That's
docile.
like a horror movie.
Honeybees.
Yeah.
I guess would. Yeah.
They're real docile because they thought they were in their hive. They weren't on attack mode or anything.
Wow.
So it was the creepiest thing. I went back in the room. I go, hey, crazy, you need to call the exterminator. I think you screwed up what you did.
Oh, no.
So right outside the door, under there was like a little bitty deck that you just climbed the stairs to get to the front door. There was a hive probably the size of a watermelon out there.
Man.
And, yeah, it was... Probably thousands of bees.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy.
So you had to have a professional come out and...
Yeah, and it was basically like sucking them with a vacuum.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because They were just so docile. They weren't on attack mode or anything. They thought they were in their hive.
Well, my in-laws keep bees. They have like 20 beehives around Jefferson County. And they harvest the honey every year.
Well, you're listening to Bee Talk.
Yeah,
Man, Greg,
It's
I
pretty
would have burned the house down. That's creepy.
Yeah, it was pretty scary though.
Harvesting honey is pretty cool to watch.
I've considered doing that, but
Not now that you have
Yeah.
a version of things with wings.
right, yeah. I do love honey.
Yeah, well, I know where you can get it.
Well, hey, we're opening
Kind
up.
of weird, but
Yeah,
you can buy my honey, Josh.
We're actually opening up. I actually may have tried this on a. I know I tried this on a Beer 30 before. Bob's 47 Oktoberfest from Boulevard. We're in Oktoberfest season, so I have like 3 different Oktoberfests to try tonight.
That's pretty good. That's a mild Oktoberfest flavor.
This is the one beer 30 that you attempted solo.
Yeah, it didn't work too well.
All
Yeah.
right, what do we got?
Well, later on, I'll get to a snack that'll kind of pair well.
Really?
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
So, what's next?
So you went camping this past weekend?
I did.
Was that just a... All right.
Next item?
No, we went down to Piedmont, Missouri, which is very small. Actually, if you look for online, like most UFO sightings,
Yeah, that's. I was just gonna say that.
Um,
Yeah, it's like the UFO sighting capital
you
of
have
Missouri.
Roswell, New Mexico, and number 2 is Piedmont, Missouri.
Really?
Yeah,
And I think it's all because you're so far away from any city lights that the stars are
No.
so bright.
the story is the aliens have an encampment underneath the lake.
Oh,
and that's
okay.
their spaceships flying in and out of the water.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I thought it had to do with more stars.
Well, that could be anywhere, the stars theory. I mean, really, anywhere you get away
Yeah.
from the city, it could be.
Central Montana.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway,
So your
went out
theory's
there,
invalid.
just did some fishing.
Did you see any
caught some-
aliens?
Didn't see any aliens. I looked too. But I found,
You weren't drinking enough then.
I know, I found that without any connection, like when you go to any of these places and you need to get a hold of someone, there's like absolutely no cell signal at all down in Piedmont.
Really?
I don't know how any of these people live, without. I mean, how do they communicate with anyone? I'm not saying you need it, but
No cell service at all at the lake.
no, I'm like, it's like 0.
Huh?
And luckily, it's kind of weird, but the campground we were at actually had Wi-Fi,
Oh.
so I was able to call out and everything. But my dad had a new RV. I don't know, camper RV. What do you call it? It's got
Is it a driving one?
It's a driving one.
It's
so
RV. Yeah.
So he was excited to take us out in it for the first time and whatever. And it's really nice, but it's small. Like there's like literally 3 beds, and the place I had to sleep was over a table, and it's so poorly designed that
Thanks, Dad.
yeah. Well, he knows this, that the table in the middle of the night, I'm sleeping and it literally caves in the middle because either I am too fat or this is just a bad design. I'm going to say bad design. So, yeah, I didn't sleep much during the whole time. Didn't shower either. It's kind of gross, yeah.
Wow. Well, it was only 2 nights, though, right?
Yeah, it was only 2 nights.
It was pretty warm.
It
Yeah,
was.
it's pretty
Yeah.
sticky.
Did you jump in what was it, a lake or river? Or?
Yeah, Clearwater Lake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You jump in there and freshen up?
I did not.
Oh, wow. You got to do that.
No, that lake isn't.
It's
Really?
spring
It's
fed.
called Black River, so it's not.
What are you
It's
saying?
not clean?
It's fed by the river in a spring.
It's not that. I wouldn't say it's the cleanest.
It's not like
Really?
there's toxic waste
I haven't
floating down
been
the
down there in
thing.
years.
Very fishy.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
But anyway, I had a good time. So there's what I did.
Aside from the aliens and the...
Yeah.
As he was at
Nasty
Lakes.
lake.
Did you get besides the bees? Did you do anything?
We were at the lake.
Well, I think you had something that you wanted to talk about. You have something upcoming, right?
Oh, that was later in the broadcast. But
Oh,
we can talk now. I don't care. Yeah, I'm doing rib competition this weekend. We're smoking
really?
some ribs, me and a friend.
Heard you were practicing this
Smoking
weekend.
meat.
No, I didn't practice this weekend.
What do you have with you?
I have barbecue sauce that I made last night. What
Oh.
the hell?
Man,
No,
he's
so this
angry.
is the first time that I've tried making my own barbecue sauce. I've always used, ghetto sauce or somebody like that. This is the first time I've made my own, and I was going to let you guys try it and see what you think. I let it sit overnight in the fridge, and I'm slightly disappointed in the flavor today versus last night when I was cooking it.
So without giving away your secret recipe,
Oh, it's not really. I mean, you can find it online. It's
what goes into?
Well, the base is
Barbecue
ketchup.
sauce.
Pretty much
Really?
every homemade I won't say every, but the vast majority, the base is typically ketchup.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
just, Heinz, whatever. And then,
Why not Hunt's or Brooks?
well, actually, I think this was Hunt's or Walmart, whatever Walmart's generic is.
Generic?
Berman's.
And then some like apple cider vinegar,
That's a heel on top.
onion powder, ground up mustard seed. Trying to think what else. I put some chipotle pepper, ground up chipotle pepper in it, and then just boiled it for like an hour so it condensed. Some water, brown sugar.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's okay.
Got a tanginess to it.
Yeah,
Sweet and tangy is
a lot
what
of
I'm
pepper.
getting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, peppery. Yep.
but I don't know. That's my first time. We're gonna taste test it and see if it's better than ghetto sauce.
Well, what were you going for? Because I mean, sauces are all over the
Oh, yeah.
place. You have your spicy, you have your sweet, you have your tangy, you have.
I don't know. Now that I'm tasting this, now that it's come to room temperature, it's better than what it was when it was right out of the
To
fridge.
me, it just it's a sweet and tangy sauce. It
Yeah,
it
this-
tastes good.
It's not bad. So what I'm probably going to do, I'm doing 2 racks, and my buddy's doing 2 racks. So I'll probably do this sauce on a rack, and I'll probably do ghetto sauce on a rack, and we'll taste them and see which one we like better and do that for our turn-in. So I like to think my ribs are pretty damn good. There's like 18 teams that are going to be there Saturday.
What did
So-
you say what this is for?
It's for a scholarship foundation. There was a local guy. His name is Andy Hobsinger. He was killed in Iraq. I don't know how many years ago. This latest occupation of Iraq, and they've started a scholarship fund in his name. And then all the proceeds from Saturday, there's like a car show, a bike show, a couple gun raffles, this rib competition. They're gonna have live music. But all the proceeds from the day go to that scholarship fund.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be interesting.
So is this a contest?
Yeah.
So what do
Yeah.
you win anything? or-
I have no idea.
Right.
I don't really. I mean, that's not what it's about.
Right,
I
but
mean,
it'd be interesting to.
yeah, it's whose meat tastes best is
Yeah.
what it's about.
We all
Sounds
enjoy
delicious.
your meat. Josh.
I know everybody loves my meat.
Twin. Oh,
I think we've named our team Bone Sucking. Is it Bone Sucking Barbecue?
Yeah, and I had issue with that name.
Yeah. Why?
Sounds dirty.
It sounds
That's
dirty.
the whole point of it. I didn't realize you were so clean, Greg.
I am. So, Mike said stuck in beta earlier. I missed that. We were talking about bees.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good one, Mike.
So I was going to mention that I went to the Cardinal game this past Monday. My son won he was some free tickets that we finally redeemed for getting good grades last year or whatever. So Cardinals, I mean, I really haven't been following them a whole lot lately, but I know that they're like neck and neck with getting into the wild card.
That last
game.
wild card spot.
Yeah. And so we went to the game, and we were kind of bummed that it was a Monday night game, and they kind of pushed the start back just a little bit. It was like 7:15 start. It was already late. So we sit down. First inning, Jaime Garcia coming off the disabled list, or I don't know if he was truly on the disabled list, but they took some time off. He gives up like back-to-back home runs.
Yeah, it was.
And it was 3-0 in the first inning, and he let like base runners. It was really ugly. So we waited about 4 innings, and it was already like 5-0 or something, and we left. It was it was 3 innings. We left after the 3rd inning, but we kind of planned to not stay there very long anyway. So
that didn't help them
Yeah.
playing poorly.
yeah, and then I get home and I see the final score is like 15-2 or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was just so. My question to you guys, I was just gonna throw it out there. What do you guys feel about? How do you feel about do you think the Cardinals are going to make that last
No.
playoff spot?
Well, I mean, it's basically a tie. They're like a game behind, but they keep trading places with San Francisco. And
Here's the issue: they're playing at home, and they
Yeah.
can't win at home.
they
Yeah.
can't win at home.
They did win yesterday, but I think the other 2 teams won as well.
Yeah,
It's still like the standings
Yeah.
are the same.
they all won. So, I mean, it mathematically, yes,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
possible. But they basically got to win the next, is it 5 more games?
I
think 2 more with
6, including today. I think
Okay.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Maybe it was 5. Yeah.
So, yeah, they got to win like every game. And hopefully San Francisco will lose.
Right. Or the Mets.
Yeah, Mets are like a game and a half up. So, I
are
mean,
they?
yeah.
Yeah.
It really doesn't look.
I was just gonna see if any of us had any strong opinions one way or the other. It seems like we're all on the same page. Like it's just not gonna happen.
I just feel even if they do make it, they're not going to go that far.
Right.
They haven't. It'd be different if they were making a big run in September, but
Right.
they haven't really. It's been a lot of,
Yeah.
ups and downs,
There's-
like it has
yeah,
been all
it's
year.
Pretty lousy.
I read an article, I guess yesterday, that said they're expecting pretty drastic changes this offseason with the Cardinals.
Yeah, maybe. So along with that, we both, my son and I, Caleb, he's 15, and I can't tell you how much he is into the presidential debate. And I know you don't want to talk about politics. I'm not going to bring politics into the show, but the debate was on that night, and he really wanted to get home and see
Wow,
as much as that.
that's
as
cool.
he could.
On
Yeah, we
Monday.
we even recorded it and everything too. So the one thing that I did, because I was doing a little as the debate was coming up, I was watching a little bit of things online just to see if there was anything really funny out there, and I saw that Zach Galifianakis and the little show he does on Funny or Die Between Two Ferns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had Hillary on there. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch it. I heard pretty much all of it though.
It was one of the better ones, I think.
It was pretty damn funny. My question though is, do you think she went into it? I mean, she had to know that it was a satire,
Oh yeah.
but do you think she went into it knowing that it was going to be to the extent that he makes it?
I would imagine so. I mean, I don't think anything's I think all you got to do is pull up on YouTube and you can see. I mean, President Obama did it. Was on there last year or the year before, and I don't think there was anything more anything
He was
more
plugging
dramatic.
Obamacare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one joke that I thought was funny was whenever he said, "So what do you think? How do you think the American people are gonna feel about having the first girl president?"
Yeah.
And then she gave her answer, and then he said, "And for some of the young Americans, gonna be our first white president."
That's not funny.
Oh.
And didn't he go to commercial break and it was an ad for Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, "Why did you do that? Why would you?" And he didn't. I was reading an article. He won't give Trump. He won't put Trump on his show.
Really?
Yeah. So obviously who he's
he's
in
leaning.
favor of. But
Yeah.
he's. I mean, they're supposed to get equal, airtime
Equal
on those types
airtime.
of things, like Tonight Show or anything like
So
that.
I don't know how that works with when it's a non-news related.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
it's not a
that's-
network.
Right.
Maybe that's the loophole. It's not a network.
Yeah.
Because I remember Howard Stern always wanting to get the candidates or whatever, and they go, "We're news, and you're not news. Because we do the news,
Nowadays they go on anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Any press at
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So I thought that was interesting. What
Yeah.
else you guys got?
Well, hey, we're about halfway through. Why don't we get into a snack? It's not really. Here we go.
Cashews, almonds, macadamia nuts. Lie like pecans too. Pistachios. Plans up to know the tricks. All this peanut politics. Why too many peanuts in this mix?
So it is Oktoberfest, so I figured what better way to celebrate than with some Oktoberfest limited edition pretzels from Snyder's.
Now, do we have the pretzels we had not last episode, I guess, but the episode before? Were those Snyder's pretzels?
Yeah, the pretzel bites that you got from
They were s'mores or something, weren't they?
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Apparently I'm getting paid by Snyder's. I'm not telling you guys.
Well, this is again a good snack that we can eat.
Yeah.
Into the microphone.
Not Swedish
Oh.
fish.
Oh, these are
Oh yeah, it's going to taste good.
these
as
are
well.
going to be the loudest thing.
Yeah.
Maybe
Snyder's
we should
pretzels are so
intentionally.
hard.
So we definitely need to have one person not eating.
I hope you guys are up on your
Well,
dental
hey, you
work.
want me to get? I have another. Here, let me grab another Oktoberfest.
Sure.
Another beer?
So speaking of beer, did you hear that the deal, I guess, for AB InBev buying Miller Coors has been approved?
By shareholders.
Right, by
Yeah.
the shareholders.
That was today.
So that basically means that AB InBev now owns practically
Everything.
every
Yeah.
macro brewery.
Yeah, like 90% of the
right?
beer market, yeah.
Wow.
Which it still has to go through regulation like SEC or not SEC, SEC approval.
Right. It doesn't look like there's going to be any hang up there.
But I don't understand how they can do it.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that will
How
get
is it
approval.
not a monopoly?
Exactly.
And along with the buying up all, the macro and combining everything, they're also buying up all these little micro brews.
Oh,
like
yeah.
we found out, was it last week whenever we were looking into Terrapin, and you
Yeah.
said they were purchased.
Yeah.
So
Well, and AB's gone out of their way to start buying a lot of craft breweries as well. They
Yeah.
bought
Oh,
they
yeah.
bought Ellison Brewing and
the good thing is with some of them though, they've kind of left them be to kind
for
of
now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like Goose Island, I mean, I still think that's a really good brewery, and AB owns them, and they're always trying new things.
One thing, like Elysian has not been available in our area, and now it is.
Yeah, that is the one positive
Yeah.
that it expands the distribution network.
We can go on with that, but I just wanted to say I'm pouring from Blue Pants from Madison, Alabama. I have their Oktoberfest beer, and this was that company that we had a bad bottle, but they're like, "Oh, come on down, we'll give you a free one." So
They gave you a free one. Is this the one you said you thought you had a case? You had a case of, and you only have one.
yeah,
Did you go there?
no, I didn't.
Oh, that would have been a really good story.
Well, sorry.
So back to
behind
the,
the boxer.
so Blue Pants Oktoberfest, you said?
Yes.
It does look lighter in color.
Which is weird because isn't Oktoberfest normally dark?
It's they're more of an amber color, aren't they?
I don't know. I got one more to try after this.
Yeah,
Jesus.
this one is a lot lighter than the Bob's
Bunch of
47.
open bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished one of these. So what do you think of the pretzels?
Pretzels are great.
I don't taste.
There's nothing different about
No,
them.
I don't think so either.
They're very festive. It's kind of like all they did is they took a pretzel they
special
already
label.
had, put a label
Yeah.
in the box, and expected someone like me to buy them.
Success.
Profit, you know.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. You slap a pumpkin on the side or a
Yep.
Dracula, and then go, hey,
Hey, Greg.
the nerds will buy it.
But back to the AB InBev just for a second. As I was kind of processing all that and thinking about how, like, one company owns all of these, you go back, you go back to just like 10 years ago, really, right? Where all of these different breweries were segregated, or independently owned, I should say, and they were, there's like all this, I don't know, like dispute amongst beer drinkers, like, and they, favored one company and one beer, one brand, I guess.
Now they're all the same.
And they're all the same. I just
Yeah.
think that's so strange. how quickly that has changed, and it's really been like 10 years, right?
I bet you still have people though that say, Bud over Miller. They won't. I'm not drinking that.
Flavor wise,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I always felt that a lot of those people were just so brand loyal though to
Oh yeah, it's where you live.
Yeah, where
what
you
you grew
live.
up
Yep.
with. I
Yep.
mean,
Well-
we grew up in Budweiser, Bud Light territory.
Right.
The interesting thing to me is going to be how will distributorship be handled? Because we have two very large distributors
that's
here,
true.
and they're opposites.
Yeah.
One's Miller, one's AB.
Yep.
How's that going to go down?
Wait, I thought. Hold on.
He's chewing. He's still chewing.
Thanks for the pretzels, Greg.
He's got
No,
a good idea.
I actually thought that Miller was going to remain. They had like their distribution company was going to remain not a part of this deal.
Oh, really?
That's what I thought I heard. I don't have an article to read, so you can just take my word for it. Greg from Stuck in Beta, so
Yeah.
quote me on it.
Get your gossip here.
Yeah, get your gossip here. No, I thought that was part of the deal because, obviously they would have a, there's a 3-tier system in most markets. I don't know if that's in every state, but here in Missouri, your distribution comes from three different
Distributors.
There you go. That's the word I wanted. And it goes from brewery to truck to location,
Yeah.
shelf, or whatever. You can't go brewery to shelf. There has to be
Right.
that
Right.
in between.
Are they union too?
Yes.
Like a different union?
Yeah, I think in for some reason I'm thinking Colorado, you can actually sell direct to your so if you own a brewery, you could sell to your grocery store or whatever.
Huh.
But yeah. Wow, we really
So yesterday, there was this big announcement. I don't know if you guys pay much attention to this. It seems like something that you guys would be interested in. But so Elon Musk had that big presentation about how he's going to bring colonization to Mars within the next, what was it? I guess by 2020, right? I think
Is that what he said?
2020
I
or
didn't
2020 or 2022.
I didn't hear the year.
In these huge spacecrafts that are like, I think they said double the size of a 747 and have the capability to transport 100 people at a time to Mars.
That I read that, and the most striking comment to me was these individuals have to be ready to die.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of, I don't know
Like-
if he said it or if somebody with the organization said that the
Wow.
individuals that will be going must be prepared to die.
I mean, I guess if you have that like exploratory, like adventurous gene or whatever, you have
Well, you're
nothing
not
to
coming
lose.
back, right? I
Right.
mean, that's
But I think that there is ability to come back, but I don't know that it's defined like that. I think it's just, it's kind of a one-way ticket.
Right. Yeah.
there's how many what's the timeline? How long does it take
I
to
thought
get to
7
Mars?
years was the. I don't know
Yeah.
why that's sticking in my head.
To get to Mars from
Yeah,
Earth?
right.
I don't know. But they said that these ships have to take off every 26 months because that's the closest. That's whenever
A new
Mars and
supply truck or something.
yeah, that's
Well,
whenever Mars.
seriously.
Well, no, that's whenever Mars and
Is the
Earth
closest.
are the closest to each other.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't know if
7.
every 20 months they resupply,
Well,
the
they'd have
people who
to.
are already there.
They'd
I
have
don't-
to.
I don't know how they're doing.
Or
that.
they send like a unmanned ship. Have you ever
well,
seen The Martian?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's exactly where I was going with this.
Yeah.
Every bit of this story sounds like the fictional story, The Martian,
Mark Watney.
which was a great movie. Or great. I didn't read the book. You read
I
the
read
book.
the book
know.
and I could not watch the movie.
Really?
I was about 5 minutes into it and turned it off.
See, I love the book, but I like the movie too. But I was able to explain to Molly like parts that were kind of missing from the movie. I was like, oh,
the
this is
thing
From
I
the
didn't-
book.
The thing I didn't like
Yeah,
about the, and I don't know what it was like in the book, but the thing I thought seemed very unrealistic was whenever they decided to turn around in mid-space and go back and get him. I thought it just seemed highly unlikely that was even possible.
You
But
just turn the wheel,
yeah,
man.
but going back to this, I mean, kind of my reaction to all of this, and I don't know. I mean, I can see an adventurous person. I mean, he's a billionaire. And they say like everything that he's done through his life has led up to this. Like this is his drive in life, is to bring colonization to Mars and beyond, possibly. But which I think is great. But at the same time, I think, why do you want to leave Earth? I mean, to have like this whole, to try to put life on our lives on another planet that is not easily sustainable. It's got to be all artificial. You obviously can't live there without.
We're destroying Earth.
Well, you may
There
not
you-
have that exploratory gene in your body either. You
No,
know?
yeah, I agree with that.
As you're sitting here saying this, if Greg had not found Molly, I could see Greg on one of those spaceships to Mars.
I'm
Molly-
ready to die.
Molly,
I got no.
I got nothing to live for.
Maybe I'll find someone on the
Greg, we got the
Mars
podcast.
cruise. Yeah.
No, Molly has anchored Greg to Earth.
Now, are they going to have internet on this ship out to Mars?
Yeah, that every house that he looked at prior to buying this one, it was always a matter of.
Sure, yeah. Does it have
So-
high speed? Yeah.
I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I just thought it was kind of.
I think it's fascinating to me.
It is,
I think
but I
it's
just wonder why.
I think it's very
Why not,
fascinating
though?
that almost the private sector, as far as space
Oh, yeah.
exploration,
Yeah.
is almost further ahead
Oh yeah.
than
Well,
NASA.
And
Yeah.
I was reading some on that, and then NASA is actually going to be assisting. They're offering like $32 million worth of just like engineer support for just consultation type stuff.
I think that's what NASA's role is going to be from here on out, as a consultation support services type role.
but at the same time, in return, they expect to learn
Sure.
from this
Yeah.
and then be able to put their own people on
They won't.
Mars.
But
They don't have
That's
the
what
funding. They don't have the funding for
yeah.
it.
yeah, there needs to be more funding in NASA.
They've been gutted.
So many
We don't
great,
have-
great inventions that were just created by the space program.
They
And-
don't have an operational space shuttle. They don't have an operational
no.
spacecraft at this time.
They stopped the shuttle program to create a like a long range. What do you call that?
Missile.
No, like a not a missile, long range
plan.
exploration.
Yeah.
Sure.
So they're building a new
But
vehicle.
in the time that they've done that they've stopped doing the shuttle missions and stopped working on the shuttles and mothballed those, Elon Musk privatized space travel and is going to Mars before NASA even has an
Right.
inkling to do it.
Well, and that's what happens when you have a millionaire who
Like probably multi-billion.
multi-billionaire who that finds that like one of his number one
Sure.
hobbies. Really, I mean,
Right.
that's really what he's doing.
But they say that's not necessarily his hobby. That's like his drive.
Well,
Yeah.
Like,
that's
that's all everything he's done in his life is
Right.
built up to this.
Well, that's like one of the Google guys. I don't know if it's Eric Schmidt or Sergey. They're pouring millions of dollars into research on like MS, several different diseases.
yeah,
And it's because they hit home. I think his mom has MS or something.
sure.
And that's the whole reason why he's pouring money into it. What other organization
Yeah,
could do
exactly.
that?
Exactly.
It takes these types of people to do that.
Yeah, it's just like Bill Gates and the Zuckerbergs and all that sort
Which
of thing.
Zuckerberg, all he did was fund his own charity, which he works for. That's gonna whatever.
But he donated, or his wife donated a bunch of money, I guess, money or time to the space. What is it called? SpaceX or
SpaceX.
yeah.
That's I think Musk is part of that, and
Right.
what's his ass? Richard Branson and Burt.
Oh,
Rutan-
he's in that too.
yeah,
Burt Rutan.
Virgin Airlines.
Yeah.
Well, they want to do what Virgin Space Lines or
Yeah,
whatever.
I tell you what, if you've never seen, it's got to have been 10 years ago. the original SpaceX program, and there was a documentary on PBS about Burt Rutan working with I don't remember who he was working with on the SpaceX project to submit a vehicle to SpaceX. It was like a 3 or 4 night series, and it followed their process, and it was funded by Richard Branson. It followed their process of going into low orbit space with a passenger vehicle. You talk about fascinating television. I was glued to that. It was awesome. It was like 3 nights or 3 days in space, or I'll have to find it. It was fascinating TV.
Huh.
And it was the original SpaceX project, and they ended up winning it. And it was a documentary that followed their design, Burt Rutan's design, the money from Richard Branson, and how they won the SpaceX prize. It was really, really, really cool.
I really hope for all these guys. I mean, Elon Musk is pretty young, but a lot of these guys are quite a bit older, aren't they? I mean,
Burt Rutan is very old. Burt Rutan's got to be 70s, if not 80s. But he's a freaking genius, an aerospace genius.
Well, hopefully they bring this whole project to fruition, at least to the point that people get to Mars before these guys aren't able to see it.
Well, I know that's on the list, but that movie Passenger,
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking about when we're talking about this.
Yeah,
is that whole process.
That's funny that kind of ties into this. Have either of you seen the trailer?
I
for
watched the
Passenger?
trailer, yeah.
It looks, it's what
Jennifer Lawrence, my
like.
gosh.
I disagree.
What?
So
Like you're tasting beer. What you do not think she's just
She's cute, but she
she's
doesn't
very
like.
pretty.
Oh, I don't find her to be like wow. No, I never have.
Wow.
I just don't. I'm sorry.
But this movie reminds me
I don't
of
get it.
Titanic. Okay, listen to me now. You have what do you?
Listen to me now.
Listen to me now, David. I'm talking.
I don't know why I said that. That's really good though.
I'm thinking we need to drink about 3 beers before we even start the show because the last 10 minutes have been way more entertaining than the first half of the show.
Listen to me now.
Listen to me now, damn it.
So no, really,
Really? For reals,
for
man.
real. All right, you're gonna keep delaying me.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Ken.
you're doing that.
So, it's a big ship. They're all going to Mars. Okay.
Are they going to Mars?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that's what they're...
Well, is it Mars or
I
wherever?
don't know.
I don't think it's.
Oh, they left. Okay, they left Earth or
Sure.
whatever. That's the whole. They wake up early.
They're supposed
Of
to be
course,
frozen the whole time.
The two probably best-looking people,
Of
Chris
course.
Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
They wake up and of course, we're alone. So hey, let's go out on a date. All that.
Want to go for a moonwalk?
So it's gonna have all the cool space explosions, the action of, that the guys are wanting to see, the romance. With
The guy? Wait.
what?
The guy? What? The guys don't want to see romance?
You
That's
didn't let
what
me
you
finish your thought. The romance that the girls are gonna see,
Oh,
want to
okay.
see.
But
So it's kind of got what
I don't know if-
Titanic had.
yeah. I see where you're going with that. But
Yeah.
well, we're going back to. I don't know that they were going to Mars because they said they were going to be like frozen or whatever
Yeah,
for like
they-
100-something years.
90 years.
So it wasn't Mars, unless they were
Yeah, I don't
circling.
know.
They
the clock.
woke up. They're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, we're not supposed to be awake."
yeah, like they were just.
Yeah,
only, like,
there's some other subplot there, though, because the bartender on the ship that's a robot kills himself, and Samuel L. Jackson's in it.
I thought Lawrence Fishburne.
That's what I
yeah, at
meant.
the
Man,
end. And it only
sorry.
showed like. So I guess that was like whatever was going on back at Earth. I'm assuming. And so and then at the very last phrase, he said something like, Chris Pratt said, "I know why we woke up early."
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks like a really good movie to me. I'll see it.
You can't tell me you don't think Jennifer Lawrence is pretty.
She's cute. I wouldn't say she's hot.
I think she's good looking.
Yeah. What American Hustle? What'd you think of that?
Which one was that?
It is based in the 70s about money laundering, I think.
Was
and
that who was the actor in that?
her assets were hanging out most of the movie?
Christian Bale,
Yeah,
Amy
Christian Bale.
Adams.
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper.
I mean, I don't know. She's cute. Don't get me wrong. I mean, she's attractive, but
This is like good
she's
beer,
not-
bad beer all
No.
over again.
No, it's not because
Okay.
I have an opinion here.
So you're saying, okay, here's what I'm getting. She's a good-looking woman. There's no denying that.
No.
But she doesn't have the sexuality that maybe what's your girl that you Brittany does.
Brittany, Jennifer Aniston.
There you go.
See, I disagree. I think she's prettier than Jennifer Aniston.
Well, she's a lot younger than Jennifer Aniston now.
What are you saying about old ladies?
Nothing. But I mean, she just has kind of. I don't know. I'm not gonna point out. I'm not gonna go there. Don't bait me. I'm not gonna go there.
Where were you going to go?
I'm not saying. This Yingling is a lot.
Oh, way
darker
to
in
jump
color.
the tracks. Jesus.
So I
Jump the tracks.
I hate Yingling.
You're such a...
You
Yeah,
could
I do
snob.
too.
put it on record.
You don't even know what beer is.
You could put it on record. I hate
That's
Yingling.
extreme.
However, I saw this was a Yingling Oktoberfest. I haven't tried it, so of course I gotta try it. Just like
You're such a snob.
Yeah, it's
Oh, my God.
as far as an Oktoberfest goes, it reminds me of Yingling. It doesn't have a whole lot of flavor compared to the middle one. What was the middle
Blue
one?
Pants.
Blue Pants was awesome.
Yeah,
Bob's was a little light.
Yeah, I don't like
Or-
this.
I didn't have them backwards, did I?
because it's Yingling.
Shut up. I like Yingling. I don't like this.
Then you don't have taste in beer.
No, there's something...
No.
There's some overwhelming spice in here that I...
Really?
That's,
It's
yeah.
called Yingling.
Shut up. No, it's not.
They're the oldest brewery. They also haven't cleaned in a long time. So
You
everything
are
tastes the
so
same.
mean.
And we looked this up before. Do they actually are still an independent brewery?
Pottstown, Pennsylvania, baby.
Really?
Yep.
And they haven't been purchased by anybody.
I don't
Now,
think so.
honestly, I could say it's not as bad.
No, it's not bad. It just doesn't.
I don't like
It isn't as good as the other two that we've had.
I agree.
See, I don't think the other two had that much flavor.
I agree.
I like the Blue Pants. I love the Blue Pants.
Blue
Blue
Pants
Pants
was-
was good.
Was better than Boulevard. This is my least favorite.
Yeah, this is third.
Yeah.
Well, I thought about getting a one of the growlers from Main and Mill because he's got his Oktoberfest, but
Yeah.
I figured, why don't you guys do that?
Oh.
You know,
We need
Yeah,
to
that
invite.
came out.
We need to invite.
Bauman
Benny.
hasn't brought any beer.
Shut up. I brought barbecue sauce, so you can
Oh.
shut up.
Here's a half ounce of barbecue sauce.
I will say, and I know you'll think I'm crazy for saying this,
Crazy.
because I've already, whatever, I've said that I don't have taste buds or whatever, but I really enjoy Oktoberfest
oh, it's great.
beers,
Yeah.
that style of beer. And
Sure.
I think it's because it's, what do they use, like a lager yeast?
Nah, hell, I don't know.
I think that's how it's brewed. But it's kind of like a lager, right? But it's not truly. Some of them probably are truly a lager, but
It's spicy.
yeah,
That's
it's
what I
just
get out of
got
it.
that like perfect. It's for me, beers are, seasonal.
It's
So you go through the summertime. You have the lighter beers, the IPAs,
Sure.
the pale ales,
Yeah.
and then you have this is a good
It
fall
would be-
beer, shoulder,
And it would be a
season.
lager.
Shoulder season.
Yeah. Never heard that term before?
No.
It's the season in between the seasons.
What about
Like
spring?
right now is September.
That's where you show off your shoulders. Look at this.
That is a term we actually picked up from another brewery. I can't remember who it was, and Greg and I were doing a Beer 30 episode, and it was they said it's the perfect shoulder season beer. I don't remember what it was, and we were like, what the hell does that mean? And it was like the season in between the seasons.
Huh. Never heard that before.
So I don't remember that, but I'm sure that happened.
It wouldn't be because you were drinking.
I made it up because I was drinking.
So Oktoberfest is your Britney Spears of beer.
Is it
I
really
enjoy
sexy?
IPAs. IPAs are probably my favorite sexy beer.
Sexy beer.
But now you get past October, and then you can get into the
Porters and-
stouts. And
yeah.
porters.
It definitely is how you would say a shoulder beer because it it goes from the lighter. It's
Right.
kind of a little bit darker,
Yep.
Then you get into I guess the next would be the pumpkins, which are a little bit darker. Then you start going into the stout porters and stouts, which are darker.
Yeah.
And then you go back down the chain, you know. the
Yeah,
other
well,
way.
and then like spring, I think there's like different types of beer, like the I don't know, the red ales and things like that kind of bring you out of the winter time and into the
back
lighter
into the
IPAs and things.
summer, yeah.
pale ales. So
Well, there you go. I get
So
it.
are we done with beer talk?
sure, you guys got any TV talk that you want to do? You beat the heck out of TV talk last week. You got anything?
the
I
heck?
watched Speechless. Have you did you watch that at all?
No, I did not.
The show about the kid with cerebral palsy
Oh,
and
I
his
recorded
family.
it. I didn't get to watch it.
It's actually pretty good,
Is it?
and it's funny because we were watching the show, and I told Annette about halfway through the show, I said, it's for all the crazy shit that I stirred up when Cade was alive. I see myself in that mom. I see myself playing that crazy person at times. It's funny because today on Facebook, one of my throwbacks was my post about the big ass fight I got in with the hotel in Branson about wanting to charge me more for a handicap room that's actually illegal. And I ended up getting this big screaming match with the hotel owner and threatened to sue him and turned him into the BBB and the Attorney General's office.
I'm
And
going to Twitter. That's
yeah, I
it.
went to Twitter. Yeah, it's amazing what you can do on Twitter. You get corporation VP's attention on Twitter. It's funny. But yeah, it's a good show. Big Bang has been really funny this season. Did you watch Monday Night Show?
Yes.
That was pretty
Oh,
funny.
no, I didn't.
Yeah, you need to watch that. It's pretty good. I didn't watch the first episode of Survivor. Did you? How'd
I
that
did.
go?
It was good, and it was interesting because
The millennials are lazy.
no, I mean they call them millennial. I mean, basically none of them have real jobs,
Well, yeah.
you know. But
Which show is this again?
Survivor,
Oh,
it's,
okay.
You can tune out.
Yeah.
it's Gen X people.
I did, I guess.
It's Gen X versus millennials this season. But the interesting thing was, in the middle of the show, like second day or whatever, they evacuated everyone out.
Really?
Because there was a big typhoon coming through.
Huh?
And it was the first time in, I think he said, is it 33 seasons or something like that?
Jesus. Has
What?
that show
No
has not
way.
been on.
Yeah,
that long.
they do 2 a year.
Oh,
Do they
that's-
really?
Yeah, they do.
They do 2
Yep.
a year.
Yep.
So that would be 15,
Roughly
16 years ago?
16 years.
I think
yeah.
2000 was their first year. So
Yeah.
Was it?
I wasn't married yet. I know that.
Wow.
So yeah,
I
that
really
was
did 2 a year. Never knew that.
One
No.
fall, one spring.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right after it, like the new season premieres right after the Super Bowl, doesn't it? Historically.
sometimes. Yeah, it depends.
How long were they away?
They were only away like that day or
Oh,
whatever
okay.
because the next they didn't even say how they went back or when they went back, all their like they tried to build a shelter, but all of it was torn up to shreds or whatever. And
It's funny. I wonder during the evacuation if they fed them real food or if they made them eat rice and beans.
that's what I was interested in. Do they? I mean, what do you do? Just put them in a? I mean, you could literally just put them in a empty warehouse and say, "All right, stay here for the next few hours."
How far along was it?
Just
It was only
days.
they just started.
They just started.
They could do a do-over,
So
really.
yeah.
Any other good shows that you've caught that you've been surprised by?
I watched the first episode of Stranger Things yesterday.
What'd you think?
It was really good.
I know, right?
I'm really impressed with it.
That
I
show
was-
is awesome.
It was good.
We didn't even finish the first episode.
This guy's
Really?
ridiculous because that show is
well,
my jam.
so we usually have at least one show at a time that we're able to watch with all the kids. And normally it's The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead. Those are the two things the kids like love, and my wife thinks that's her favorite show. The Walking Dead is her favorite show.
Really?
Yeah. And so right now we're in that shoulder season where we don't have a show. And I was like, what? Greg recommended this, so let's pull it up. And the kids were like glued to it, and when it was over, they were all like, "Oh, can we watch the next one?" And,
Oh, I know. You're
It
like
was-
that at the end
Yeah,
of every
yeah.
episode.
Really?
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
it was too late. It was already like 9:00, and
Uh,
I really liked
Nah.
it.
Bauman has no.
He hates everything.
I mean, I don't understand how he's even. It's very weird. Weird.
I did not enjoy the first episode. Like I said, I think we turned it off about halfway through this first episode.
I don't know how you did. I liked it so much. The one kid with the lips that are kind of fat lip, it's like you just want to grab him and go, you know.
I like the story. I liked seeing my kids really like to see other shows with other kids.
Yeah,
are kind of in their same age.
Jackson's the same way,
and they got the kids that are I don't know what are those boys like probably 12 years old or so.
and
then the girls like probably Lexi's age, about 16.
Definitely another Goonies, E.T., X-Files, really. I mean, there's a lot of... And I like the cop guy. You'll see more... Yeah, you're probably just introduced to the cop, so...
Yeah.
So back to real TV, network television.
Real TV.
Have you seen...
Netflix is real television in my house.
No, it's not.
Yes, it's a channel like HBO.
It is not a channel.
You're on crack.
Did you watch Kevin Can Wait?
I watched some of it.
I thought that was really funny.
See, that's what's wrong with you and your...
I like Kevin James, though. I think Kevin James is really funny.
It was just mediocre comedy,
whatever.
but you didn't like Stranger Things. Come on.
Same exact storyline as the King of Queens.
And I loved that show.
Well,
I liked it.
His wife isn't as bitchy on this one.
Wow!
Is she as good looking?
Well,
No.
Yeah,
Really?
She's pretty good looking. The funny thing is, she's not as good looking as Leah Remini. Remy. But you know how she was always nagging him and stuff, and
resting bitch face.
Yeah.
really all the time to him. Although I only saw like one episode, half of one episode,
And Ed said the second episode was really funny too.
Oh, okay. I watched.
Goldberg's is on tonight, isn't it?
I love the latest Goldbergs.
Never watched. I mean, I've watched one episode with you, and I'm just never.
It's hilarious.
Latest Goldbergs.
I liked it. I just never have gotten.
The Breakfast Club one.
I didn't get to see that. I'm going to watch it tonight.
That was the first episode. It was just.
Annette makes fun of me because almost every episode I end up saying, "Hey,
Cry.
I had the same shirt as that kid."
Yeah, I always say, "Oh, I had that He-Man poster." Or
Oh,
whatever.
that's awesome,
Like
though.
yeah,
That is cool.
It's pretty authentic.
Wow. How do they do that?
I have no idea.
Some of it has to be reproduced, but I mean, there's some things you just can't reproduce, like cars and things like that.
Well, or the clothes. You wouldn't
Clothes,
spend that money to reproduce those clothes. I mean, I know I had a particular shirt that kid had.
The way they do that is so cool.
God, is it Evan? No, it's not Evan Goldberg. That's a different Goldberg. His last name is Goldberg. The guy who writes the show, who created the show.
Oh, okay.
It's based on him. And a lot of the toys in it are from his actual collection that he puts in the background because he wants it to look,
he's
authentic.
doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's funny, at the end of a lot of episodes, they will show what they did on the show, and then they'll show like a home video that he shot, and it almost looks shot for shot the exact same thing. It looks like him playing around with the camera. Why are you patting
He's
your
having
head?
a heart attack over here.
No,
I don't know what you just did.
Hiccups. I gotta watch that. How many seasons are they in to that?
Is this 4? I think this is season 4.
Gosh, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, it's
great show.
Last season was kind of weird because his voice was changing. They made fun of him a lot, but
is it available on Netflix or anything? Or
it's available on demand on Charter,
Hulu. I don't know.
Oh, speaking Plex, did you see what Plex did this week? Oh, okay, never mind.
I did not. I know last week or 2 weeks ago.
Catch up.
The cloud.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, with Amazon.
So, here's the thing, though. You do need a Amazon Cloud account.
Yes,
too.
you do.
So you need to pay for the Plex Pass and the Amazon Drive or Amazon Cloud.
But it'd be about $100 a year, which is what you're going to spend on Netflix.
I don't know if it's that, but I have my own server, and I mean, there's.
But what if your drive fails? Because my drive has failed on my server.
Well, I'll buy a new drive.
And you lose all your media.
Where is your server anyway? Because your computer's fried. You have is it uploaded to there?
No, that's a different computer.
Oh, I didn't know how that worked.
So we're talking.
we've
we're
gone-
talking stuff that people don't even care about
Yes,
right now.
We've gone really long too.
It's okay. This is better than the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Well, it has been fun, and hey, let me actually pull up the thing here that says join us every Wednesday. Hey, we're here every Wednesday at 5 on YouTube,
What time is it?
5 Central.
6 p.m.
So
We're
we've
not
been
staying
about
over
an
that
hour.
much. Yeah, it's been an hour.
We did pretty good. Go to beer30.tv to find out all the information on the show, all the links and all that.
So I think we need to drink at least 2 beers before the show next week. If not 2 beers, a couple shots apiece. We are way better buzzed than we are sober. I'm telling you that now.
You
I
think
think
so?
we need to leave that up to our
I'll
listeners.
I'll message Mike. I'll ask Mike,
our one listener.
our one listener.
Well, I think he's on here.
He may have dropped off.
If you're ever really bored, you should take a road trip and try getting drunk in Utah.
It's because they.
In Colorado, you can only buy full-strength beer in liquor stores. Grocery stores can't sell above 3.2%. Man, we should really follow what people are saying in our chat room.
Yeah, Mike has lived every. Oh, Mike is still there. What did he
He's
just
here.
say? What did he say?
He says, I'm here.
Okay, Mike,
What?
are we better buzzed than we are sober? Well, Mike has lived in New Mexico, Colorado. I don't think he's lived in Utah, Missouri. He's lived all over the place.
I hear the dogs barking.
So he's
He
saying
says
go-
maybe one beer. Maybe one beer.
Oh, now I get
Oh.
buzzed after one.
So he's
beer.
saying go to Utah and try to get drunk, basically, because the alcohol is so much lower per beer.
that, or I think there's a state law they can't sell over a certain percentage.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it's like 3,
3.2, 3.5,
3.5,
something
yeah.
like that.
which so these beers here are like 7.
I
6,
know.
7.
That's why the show has gotten exponentially better.
I don't know what this Yingling is.
This
It's just-
Yingling is not good.
Well, that's
I don't think
the
it's that-
story of
I don't think it's
Yingling.
that
No, it's
bad.
not. It's
don't think it's
the
that bad.
one bad beer.
One bad beer.
I don't think it's that bad, really. It's fine.
Anyway, close the damn show.
Okay, we're going to close the damn show here.
Josh is angry.
Thank you for joining us. See you next time.
Oh,